Hello to you once again. So South Africa approaches UNESCO's International Literacy Day. That's on the 8th of September. A spotlight has been cast on innovative approaches to tackling the country's literacy crisis, with only 22% of South Africa's 10-year-olds able to read for meaning. The 2024 Youth4SaferSA Debate Championship offers hope. So this dynamic competition, organised by a Safer South Africa Foundation, empowers high school learners from underserved public schools to engage in critical societal debates while honing vital skills like literacy, leadership and persuasive communication. We're joined now via Teams by Riah Phiyega, who is the CEO of Safer South Africa Foundation. Phiyega, thank you very much indeed for your time. We really do appreciate it. First of all, given that this competition is focusing on issues relating to literacy, South Africa is still having very low literacy rates, in particular amongst the age group that I mentioned. How do we deal with issues such as this, and how do we see debates such as this improving literacy levels and critical thinking?
Thank you very much for having me and for giving us the opportunity. And let me congratulate you for being a nation builder, because it is when we do this that the village comes together to deal with the future of our children. So I take this opportunity to say, yes, indeed, one of the things that we require as we go forward are the soft skills of the 21st century, which requires our leaders to be able to master their storytelling, to master their language, to have good literacy skills so that they are eloquent and become evangelists of leading those that they are leading with messages that are important. So today we gathered here with a number of these young leaders because thought leadership and leadership skills need to be cultivated. And perhaps if I may just steal your time to say, how do we arrive at this stage where we're talking about these young leaders? Our anchor as Safer South Africa Foundation comes from the fact that we say no child is born a criminal, but somewhere in their socialization, they get inducted into criminality through many other things. So what we're trying to do is, if there is success in inducting them into criminality, we as society, upright thinking members of society, should work together to ensure that we also play in that space by sharing positive values, teaching them those values. So they've gone through a program in the previous year, which we call Communities and Justice Program, where we are working with the entire security cluster, the police, NPA, correctional service, justice, and all those. So they wrote essays, and it is the best performing essays that made them to graduate into this program. And they are now in the debate one. So the top 48 learners from the 240 schools that participated are now here.
So how does debating... Phiyega, how does debating, encourage these learners to engage more deeply with reading, for example? Firstly,
to debate, you need facts. So there is a lot of research of reading, number one, as you're saying, on the subject matter that they are doing. Like this year, their topic is reimagining a new South Africa based on the government of national unity that we're having. Just sitting in that hall, listening to the president, to the Minister of Education, to the Minister of Police, to the Minister of Labor, and the Minister of Monitoring and Evaluation, who are the team. Listening to those learners, the quality of research, you can see that they went out to read, to understand. And from there, with the skills that we've taught them, to articulate and bring eloquence in sharing their knowledge. So by so doing, you change them completely. You give them confidence. You give them the ability to master their subject. You give them the ability to research, to read, to want to read more. And when they will never be the same. The children we're having today at these finals are chalk and cheese from the children we started with 9 weeks ago.
I mean, can you share very quickly, Phiyega, some success stories, from this year's Debate Championship that highlights, the impact of this program on, for example, learners' confidence, leadership, and as well as problem-solving skills?
Let me just start by talking about one of the learners, for instance, who last year was at the WHO conference in Singapore. She's now a second-year student at Fort Hare University. And we see them. I mean, the leadership just comes through. Some are in the University of Mpumalanga. You can see that they're getting into committees, they're getting into SRCs, and they're there speaking, and the confidence and the eloquence of expressing themselves just grows by leaps and bounds.
Phiyega, thank you very much indeed. I wish we had more time, but thank you for making time for us here on the program to speak about this critical aspect of, building our young people and ensuring that, they get equipped with all the necessary skills as they navigate through their lives. Thank you very much, Riah Phiyega, who's the CEO of Safer South Africa Foundation.